And yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to another Rebels Capital, aka Negativity with Success. And yes, welcome to another day where we go through the stock market, just to make it simple to understand what's actually going on and for you to actually understand how you can go about it. If you like the video, please click like, subscribe. Yes, no, maybe so. Let's go. So today's the 21st of May, 2026. Um, just to firstly summarize what's actually going on is that all the stock market is currently sitting at record highs, right? Record highs, meaning that right now, if we were to invest in the last 5 years, you're Gucci and close to a Lamborghini at this point. But anyway, with that being said, at the current moment, since today is the 21st, it's more of like a mixed picture because majority of the stocks today are down. As we can see here, as you can see the stocks behind me, looking at the indexes, the S&P 500. S&P 500 is also at a record high. It's above the 75,000, 75, no, not 75. It's 7,500 right now, right? So that's the record high basically. So it's playing around there as well as the Nasdaq 100. Was the Nasdaq 100, as you can see as well here, Others is currently sitting at 26,000, right? That's a multi-record high, all driven by AI and chip making, right? As well as the Dow Jones. Dow Jones is also at a record high, playing more or less around that 50,000 to 49,500, right? But today, everyone is bleeding. Everyone is bleeding, dude. Yeah, man. So April is basically a strong month in terms of investments, which were majority were led by technology companies, which is like your AI, your quantum, your chips, your semiconductors. Yeah, man, that's what's basically happening at the stock market right now. And then our bonds as well. Bond market is at a record high as well due to inflation worries. And also, thing that also shocked me was the small cap 2000. As you can see here, just give me a second. Let me open it. It's the one that is playing small cap 2000, playing at 2,821. Today it's up. It's up much, much more today. It's up by 0.16%. So yeah, man, I was just trying to open that for everyone. Just give me a second. So yeah, man, small cap is companies that are below basically the $1 billion. They make less than $1 billion. Those are all considered small cap companies. So today it seems like they are making bonds, or they're making a high today actually. So all is Gucci, the small caps. Just trying to open that. So yeah, man, that's about it happening so far. Yeah, so just to summarize what's actually going on with the index. And then moving to other news like your earnings report, right? As you can see here, that's the small cap. That's the small cap. And then and move on to your earnings report. Earnings report is companies, every public company like has to report how much they made for the first 4 months throughout the year. Yeah, man. So overall, in terms of earnings, everything is Gucci. Everyone is bringing positive news basically. So having 89 to 90% companies on the S&P 500 beating earnings. So yeah, man, that's actually very good. Almost every single company. this year. This year, yeah, man, this year it's quite positive. Everyone is happy to buy more stocks. So people are more or less are like borrowing to buy more stocks, right? So yeah, man. So basically, what that means is that 84% are beating also the EPS, which is above the 5 to 10 year average, which is a good sign. Meaning that stocks are making new highs, higher lows, basically. Just to summarize it, have a blended of earnings growth. So basically, 27 to 28 are basically at the highest since 2021. So ever since that time when the Federal Reserve was printing money and giving out to the public, basically helicopter money, they were just saying, you get money. They were just like giving out money. They were like Oprah at that time. So yeah, man, basically that's what's happening right now. Because of people are still bullish on that AI story. And then the other thing is tech and IT lead with massive growth, right? So you're seeing small cap companies like in your Russell 2000s. So they're also driven by those IT. IT is not just like your computer companies, but like IT as well as like your cybersecurity companies crushing it. So yeah, man. Overall, in terms of earnings report, earnings strength has been a keeping the markets elevated despite the news on Iran. That yeah, everyone is Gucci, everyone is happy. Also just earnings report, right? On to your earnings calendar, economic calendar. Is news that is printed out by the government in terms of public numbers, your how many people are getting paid, how many people are getting employed, the overall GDP, PPI, home sales, CPI. So basically, just to summarize it, the basic numbers, right? I'll make sense, man. So overall, what's been happening is today's the 21st of May, right? We got a few numbers actually. A few numbers. It was the initial jobless claims, right? So people are unemployed. It came in at 209,000 versus the forecast of 200. So lesser people are government funding. And then moving on to building permits. Building permits is how many people are getting approvals or disapproval from building a house. Uh, Now we're seeing a positive number on that one. Building permits as well can include like your hotels, houses, company offices, all that works basically, right? So now it came in positive number, which came in at 1.442 million versus the forecast of 1.380 million, right? So it basically is more permits that are being approved. And then housing starts also came in positive today as well. Housing starts came in at 1.465 million versus the forecast of 20 million. Uh, Positive for the US dollar. Very positive for the US dollar. So people who are trading the dollar today, that was very positive numbers. So as you can see now, dollar, you can see, give me a second. Yeah, man, people who are traders, they basically follow numbers like that on a daily basis to make a trade that today the dollar is playing at $99.35, which is up by 0.25, which is a good thing today, just because of those positive numbers. So yeah, man, people take a bet if the dollar's gonna go higher or gonna go lower for the day. That was a beautiful bet for you to make today. And moving on to other markets. Yeah, man, I was just running through what happened there, just to summarize everything, so I don't have to confuse a lot of people. And moving on to the bond. The bond is the biggest market in the world because it involves loans. So people take out loans, and you have to make a differentiation when people borrow a loan, how long is it gonna take, and the interest is gonna. Yeah, man. So that's what's happening here. So on the bond front, we would look at is the 30-year, the 10-year, the 5-year, and the 2-year, right? So today, these things are making record highs. The bond market is making a record high, very, very strong. So the 30 years of 5.1%. Today it's up by 0.25. 10-year as well, playing at 4.6. It's up 0.6. And the 5-year is playing at 4.2%, which is up by 1.4. And the 2 years at 4.1, it's up by 1.68%. What it means is that there's a risk of inflation, right, growing right now, right? Inflation fears meaning that things are gonna get more expensive than before. That's what that all means, right? And then as well as taking consider the fact of oil is higher right now, and as well as heavy supply assurances. So yeah, man, that's what's happening now. Food, gas, electricity is even gonna go even higher at this point. Just shows that it's basically just showing that on the bond market front. And then talking about credit cards, right? Credit cards and loans. So looking at the yields, right? These yields are going higher day by day, right? Just to simplify it, what that means is that it's putting pressure on the stock market. Why is that? Because of people in the tech industries took out loans, right? To build their businesses and also to run on their daily basis. So now it's going to cost them even more money, right? To pay back those loans, right? So, yeah, man, that's what is happening. That's why it's putting pressure on the stock market, just to summarize it. And yeah, man, just borrowing costs is going higher right now. And yeah, man, the credit market as well, it remains very shaky. Yeah, man, it's quite shaky right now. So yeah, man, that's what's happening in the bond market. Just to summarize it, keep it sweet, short, and simple. So cost of living is just going high. Just to summarize it, and then moving on to the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve yesterday there was a meeting 20. It was on the 20 May, right? Yeah, man, 20 May. Yeah, so they basically what happened here was that on the Federal Reserve front is that they kept the interest rate the same. Yeah, man. Nothing's going to change in terms of Federal Reserve anytime soon. Because of Kevin Walsh. If you guys didn't know, Kevin Walsh is the new Federal Reserve. Is the new Fed, right? He's the new Fed. Um, so he just gave money to the stock market. And what's happening is they are keeping the interest rate at that 3.5 to 3.75%. And what's been happening now is that market have priced out many cuts for 2026, with we are going to see some sort of recession, inflation happening. It's more of an inflation, not a recession. If I say recession, people on the news, people are gonna tweet now something stupid that there's a recession. 3 years, dude. Since 2021, actually. 2021 till now. It's been 5 years since the news have been saying there's a recession happening. But yeah, man, it's been happening. So, on the news front, basically, we can summarize that. So, moving on to the Federal Reserve, is that the Fed's speech, basically, what they look at, they normally look at the economic outlook, the labor market, which is the non farm payrolls. They also look at the finance, the banks as well. So Powell is basically gonna be stepping down very soon. But overall, he's been hawkish, meaning that he's been bearish in terms of the outlook of the stock market, of the US market, because of the raising yields, which was the bond, putting pressure on the stock market. But yet, the stock market, and the economy overall is still strong. So, don't see any reason to cut on to the other market, which is cryptos. I swear, bro, every time these crypto bros make money, they're gonna blow it in the club. They literally go to the club and blow money. No cap, no cap. They are stock boy. Just ball out of the club. So, looking at the crypto market, is that it's a mix to negative. So everyone is just negative on the crypto market. As you can see, your your Bitcoin is down, Ethereum is down, Ether is down, Solana is down. I can even go even higher, bro. I can go down even more. So the only ones that are up today was Hyperliquid, Dogecoin, and Tron. Dogecoin is up because of it's one of the biggest crypto exchange. So people around the world use Tron right now at this current moment. I mean, everyone. I mean, to scammers, uh, I'm sure drug dealers at this point, because of it's easier to make transactions on that exchange. Overall, one of the best. Dogecoin is also up because of the Elon Musk tweets, and then Hyperliquid because of Elon Musk again. SpaceX, SpaceX, the company that's going to go public very soon in June. June will be one of the biggest IPO you will ever see your entire life. So this man is gonna have more money than God at this point. That is Elon Musk, basically. More money than God, fuck you money, whatever you might call it. If it goes very well, he's gonna make so much money. Like I say, the richest person to ever breathe at this point. Um, so just to explain what's going on with the Bitcoin is that we are seeing the ETFs, right? That's where people trade Bitcoin. The ETFs, we are seeing more or less, we saw a 635 million outflow. That happened on the 13th of May, which was the largest since January. Outflow meaning that people took out $635 million out of Bitcoin. And then, as well as we saw an inflow in April, we saw an inflow of 2 billion, right? More than 2 billion, which was the strongest so far. That was in April, first week of April, it was 2 billion. And then, so now it's been slipping actually. If you can see, if we can actually go back to Bitcoin here, this thing was at 89, 85 to be exactly. 85, and then went down to 81, then it went down to 79, 79, 78. So now, at this current moment, as you can see here, just give me a second. I don't know why my screen is doing this every minute. It's currently playing at 77,000 at this current moment. Bitcoin price is not so bad. The support is mainly at 75, right? So yeah, man, so far so Gucci. Overall, institutions are cooling off of these, are taking risk off basically in equities and bonds, but long term on ETFs and corporate still persist, meaning that people are yeah, man, they've made a lot of money for the last 5 years. So man, people are just reducing their positions in the stock market. And then moving on to other things, your biggest winners and losers of the stock market. Let's go here. Here we go. The biggest winners and losers today. So these ones are mostly, yeah, man. Let's just say, yeah, we can actually go through these ones. Most of them are like your small cap companies, actually. Majority of them, small cap, mid cap. But an interesting story is this one. Get It Computing. This is a company that is in quantum computing, so it has to do with speed and chips. So yeah, man, they are currently prices sitting at 21. It's up 25%. Yeah, man, a lot of people made money today off this company. It's because of the story behind this company announced that it signed a letter of intent with the United States of Commerce for up to 100 million in funding over the 3 years to enhance its research and development in superconducting quantum computing. So this fund is part of the CHIPS Act to strengthen US leadership in emerging technologies. So yeah, man, that's what's been happening now with this one. So they basically got a contract with the US Department of Commerce for 100 million dollars. So yeah, man, this company is up to 25%. Earlier, you are good today. And then one of the biggest stories, and the rest was just small cap companies, as you can see here. And then we can actually move on to the biggest losers. Biggest losers. Let me see here. Biggest losers were the FANG companies. FANG is your Facebook, Amazon, Amazon, Apple, Netflix. So yeah, those were the biggest losers basically today, because this one just highlights like your small cap companies. There's a lot of reasons these ones go up and down, but yeah, man, the biggest ones in terms of losers today was even Google was one of the ones that were down. Yeah, man, that's what's happening today in terms of the stock market. Just to summarize it, sweet, short, and simple. There are other news I was gonna go through, but yeah, man, we just have to wait. Yeah, we just have to wait for next month because of they are mostly IPOs, like companies that are going public. And then the rest is just basically on the news already. Yeah, man, I just didn't want to repeat what the news are talking about already. But yeah, man, please click like, subscribe. Yes, no, maybe so. Let's go.